Hello everyone, it's Yasmin from Moving Beyond Family Struggles, and today I want to talk about an area that I believe to be a huge burden that many can carry when living with the reality of family estrangement or relationship struggles within family. And this is the burden of secrecy and living a life of secrecy. So before I look at ways that we can relieve this burden on ourselves, I want to look at how this can exist and what this feels like. Now, as we know, family estrangement and relationship struggles within the family is still not an area that is openly talked about. So, for this reason, many of us can exist in this reality of embarrassment or feelings of shame that we've got a broken relationship within our family or that we're separated from a family member. And for this reason, we simply can keep it a secret and not feel like we can talk about it openly. Now, another reality that I believe leads to secrecy is the truth that family estrangement or relationship struggles is not a black and white existence. And by this, I mean that there are many gray areas, and we can often be living a life of back and forth, a real roller coaster existence. And this can result from the reality that family estrangement or relationship struggles can be a continual existence of back and forth. There can be periods of separation, there can be periods of attempted communication, there can be successes and failures, there can be emails, messages, phone calls that we navigate through. And even for those that are existing in a clear-cut separation, it can also be a very emotional roller coaster existence that we can exist for years in this limbo state of having times where we're doing well and then having times when emotionally we fall apart. And the reality of this can lead to a life of secrecy for the very reason that we reach a point where we're worn out and we feel like we can't openly continually share this existence with our loved ones, with our partners, or with other family members. Now, I've lived with family estrangement, so I know the reality of this. I know that after years of existing in this limbo state, in this roller coaster existence, that it's very, very real that we can reach a point where we think, no one wants to hear this anymore. I'm continually going back and forth. I'm continually refacing struggles and having to deal with it. And I've worn out everyone in my circle, and they simply don't want to hear about it anymore. And this can be an inner voice a story that we tell ourselves, but it can very truly lead us to living a life of secrecy, where we start to withdraw, where we start to keep things to ourselves. And this can exist in friendship circles, in outer family member circles, and right through to the core of in our personal space, the lives that we live with our partners, with our spouses. We can start to keep things from them also. So this area of secrecy, I believe, is a very important thing to look at and address and to relieve the burden from ourselves. So how do we do this? Now, I believe there are possibly three main steps and areas that we should focus on in regards to relieving our burden of this daily secret existence. And the first being to get support. And this can be found in a number of ways. There are Facebook groups, there are community groups, there are online forums, groups that exist in the area of family estrangement, alienation, separation, family relationship struggles. And I believe the strength of these support groups is that we can speak our minds without feeling like we're going to be judged. We can speak our minds and have someone say, I get that because I'm living it too. So there can be great strength, comfort, and support found with sharing and existing within support groups. Now, another area that I believe offers healing is I encourage people to open up again to those that are in their inner circle. Open up to your partner, open up to your closest and nearest and dearest friends and family members. Let them be the ones to tell you when enough is enough. In all reality, those that are nearest and closest to us love us and they want to help us. So I encourage you to open up to them and give them the chance to be your support, to be your rock, to offer you love and support. Anyone that loves you truly and deeply are going to be there for you. They're going to at least know that by listening, by being there, by being someone that you can open up to, is helping you. So I encourage you to open up and to give them the chance to help you. Now, this is hard. I know this from personal experience, but like I said, anyone that truly loves you as a friend or as a partner or as a family member, they want to help you and they will be there for you. Now, this final piece of advice is directed at anyone that feels like they have to live a life of secrecy within their immediate household. And this is a very unique area because often it arises when one person in the household has continued energy and interest in partaking in this limbo state of back and forth communication, um, wanting to have continued attempts at communication, possibly reconciliation, and yet their partner, their spouse, the other children in the household have reached a place where they're they're tired of the conflict. They possibly don't want to have continued attempts of communication. So you might find yourself in a situation where you're the only one in that family unit that is continuing this continued activity and communication with a family member that there might be conflict with. And this can lead us to secrecy because we're well aware of the ongoing back and forth existence and the stress that this can put on the other family members within the household. So this can lead us to wanting to keep communication to ourselves. Any continued conflict, stress, attempts, successes, failures, we tend to keep this as a secret part of our existence. And a good tool, a good strategy to have for this, to relieve anxiety and stress from ourselves, is to develop a routine or a safe environment where we can continue to partake in our own activities as we choose, but not place the stress or what we believe will place stress on the other family members. So something we can do is we can be aware of times where we have the house to ourselves when other family members are away. We can also create safe environments by removing ourselves from the household, by going for a walk, going for a drive, going to a coffee shop, finding a safe, peaceful environment where we can remove ourselves from the presence of other family members and answer emails, reply to phone calls, reply to messages, partake in our own communication and continued activities without the anxiety of what that is going to do to the other members of the household. Now, again, I speak the truth because I know that this is a very real reality of family estrangement and relationship struggles, in that the pressure it can bring to the household. And so, for anyone that is existing in a place like that, then I believe that creating safe environments for ourselves helps relieve the stress and pressure and anxiety that we can find ourselves living with. And again, in keeping with what I mentioned as being one of the first areas to focus on, find support. So, online forums, Facebook groups, community groups, dealing with family estrangement, alienation, family conflict, anywhere that you can speak your mind and feel that you are not alone and have people understand and support you. So I believe that those are some of the main areas to focus on when dealing with this reality of secrecy and relieving ourselves from this burden. And again, as with all areas of healing, there are many different steps we can take and things to focus on. But I really do believe that in regards to secrecy and breaking free from this, Firstly, realizing that you are not alone. This is a very common struggle in the lives of many, and it is not something we have to keep secret. And secondly, find support, open up, lean on those that love you, and truly break free from feeling that you have to keep these burdens to yourself. You are not alone. There is nothing to feel ashamed of, and it is not something that you have to carry in secrecy. So thank you for joining me today on this quick focus on the area of secrecy. And I know there will be more discussion on this in the videos to come, but thank you for joining me today. And as always, please reach out to suggestionbox@yasminkirkes.com if there is any area you wish for me to address, and I'm happy to do so. So thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to sharing more soon.